options, will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to blank. Hey!
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Power Hour Live. Today's Monday, September 15th. The S&P 500 is currently up 23 points. NASDAQ up 155. Russell is up 8, and the Dow is up 28 points. So the Dow, the least strong of the four. Gold is up almost 1%. Silver up a little over 0.5%. Notes and bonds, small green, 10-year yield down 0.5%. Oil up 1%. Natural gas up 3.5%. Soybeans finished red. Wheat finished green. Corn finished red. Euro and the pound are both up about 0.25%. And Bitcoin is down 1.5%, a little over 115,000. VIX is up 7% somehow. Just keep pumping up. Pumping some juice in for FOMC. Pumping some juice in for VIXpiration. Maybe? I don't know. It's been kind of trending higher all day. As far as my trades go today, BIX doing well. I just did 5 tranches, up a little over 3,000. I had a call side stopped on my first one and a put side stopped on my last one, but still have 3 tranches that could potentially pin if we stay between 66.05 and 66.15, basically. Let's see. Day trading, pretty flat. I'm down 320. I've still got a little runner in Meta. Meta is my winner. I had a couple losers in QQQ. Had 1 winner and 1 loser in IWM. So tiny red. My calendars, I kept 10 of 30 contracts from my 6-7 on Friday. That's doing well, up 42%. Put on a 3-4 this morning. It's up 9%. I did 2 no-stop iron condors this morning and ended up just closing them out. I just didn't like the action with low premiums plus VIX creeping, so we just closed those out for small profits. Same with my 1 DTE, which I was just looking at my 1 DTE, and it looked like it would have had pretty minimal decay all day. So I would have made more had I held it, but not too much. A couple $100 maybe. I think that is. Oh, yeah. Calendars. So I'm gonna plan to. Here are my calendars. I'm gonna plan to. So here is my remaining 6-7. I'm gonna close this one by the end of the day. And just go ahead and book that. My 3-4 that I put on this morning is nice and centered, getting some good profit coming in. So I'm gonna hold that overnight. We don't have anything. We've got retail sales in the morning, pre-market, but nothing else really big scheduled. And just kind of playing for a little bit of chop leading up to FOMC. So I'm gonna hold on to my 3-4. Other than that, that's it for me. Chad, how's your day?
Yeah, I was a little red on day trading this morning. Had a couple of trades that went through my line in the sand, then reversed. Would have been really nice winners. Didn't really trade anything at all through the morning with the VIX going up, so I just kind of sat and twiddled my thumbs. About midday, I put on a couple multi-iron condors. One ended up closing out at 50% profit. One I closed at about 30%, so that I could let my Woogas fire, which they've fired. They're currently in the green. So, been a good day. Pretty green for the day.
Bosch, mine went in late because I forgot to reconnect my Option Omega to Schwab. You have to do that once a week, just like Trade Steward. And I was like, why did my calendar not fire? And then finally figured it out. So that's why that one went in a little bit late. No, I don't close them at 15%. Sometimes on the 6/7s, I'll potentially scale out of some at like 20 or 30%. 3/4s, yeah, maybe 10, 15, start scaling out maybe, but it's discretionary. As far as the 1 DTE, yeah, I mean, VIX has been going up, so pumping some juice into those 1 DTE options. I mean, FOMC on Wednesday, so yeah, I'm not sure why exactly the VIX has been pumping, even when SPX is pumping. It does that when SPX is at all-time highs. That's not an abnormal occurrence, but yeah, pumping a little premium into the 1 DTEs. Elliot, did you scale out of any BICs today, or are you still rocking? Good. By the way, today, at the end of today, I started BICs exactly September 16th of last year. So today, at the end of today, would be my full 1 year. So I'll put together kind of a little video and talk about the year in BICs. You're down 2K on BICs? S&P creeping up to 6610, which is my center point for my BICs. SMCI is going through highs of day. AVGO still hovering at highs of day. Circle all of a sudden taking off, pushing up towards yesterday's high. I didn't do any of the multi-tranche flies or anything on Friday. I just had some no stop iron condors. Everything that I posted in the trade channel. Premiums are just too low. I didn't think the risk was worth the reward. Amazon had a big pump earlier. It's coming back down. Meta had a nice pump earlier. It's giving some of that back. Tesla, which has been strong, still gapped up, still up 3% on the day, but basically all downhill from the open. Netflix has been strong all day, except for the first 5 minutes. Bitcoin's just been chopping around yesterday's low all day until a little push up. Now it's coming back down. Just whippy, choppy action. SK, are you requesting to speak? I'd love to have you on. Or is that a mistake? No comment. Microsoft hovering near highs. No, I guess SK doesn't want to speak. Darn it. Thought we were going to have a guest, Chad.
Must be clicking buttons. I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, there's a little button that says like ask to speak or something. I think he just accidentally hit it. But PLTR just went through highs of day. Yeah, unless we get some action here, I'm not planning on a Mahomes. Probably get filled pretty early, but not. It's been a struggle for 5 points. Let's see, the 10 butterfly is already trading for $1.50. I think the earliest I've ever been filled is 21 minutes before the bell. Could get something close today. So FOMC, just kind of talking about that. So 96%, so target rate is currently 25 to 50. So there's a 96% chance it goes down by 0.25%, but there's been a lot of talk about a 50% basis cut. Only a 4% chance that'll happen, it looks like. But with all a little bit of a more uncertain meeting, in my opinion, I'm not sure I'm going to do the Iron Condor. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just go small.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I wonder if that move could be big with it being rate cut. When was the last rate cut?
I don't remember.
I mean, you got to think that it will be a good size up move if there's a rate cut, right?
And not if there's if there's a 1/4 point, that's what's expected. So who knows? If there's a 50 basis point cut, then I would say yes.
I was thinking the same thing about the Iron Condor. Like, it's always been really profitable, but I just wondered if the move will be too big for it this time.
Yeah, I think if there's a 50 basis point cut, that would really move things. It doesn't look like the probabilities, the options are pricing it in, or the futures, but who knows? Jerome might finally buckle.
I mean, position sizing is going to be the main thing, really.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could see a 50 basis point decrease and the market tank too. I think either way you look at it, if they do 50 basis points, the market's going to move. But we shall see. We'll stream for it. Microsoft creeping up towards highs of day. Meta was really only my good day trade today. Took calls off of previous day high. It dipped below it, and then right here it had popped up with a pretty strong move. And when it pulled back, I got calls right here. Scaled out at highs of day, and then scaled out of some more. Got out of everything but one, pretty in this wick somewhere. I'm still holding one. It's just been kind of bleeding lower since, so I'll probably just close that out here shortly. Bitcoin's still moving down. Lando, looks like you got a push down almost to lows of day on your DKNG. Did you take some profits on that one? Google starting to get some legs. It's up 4%, but it's been just kind of bearish to choppy after it made a new all-time high today. S&P has stayed above its pre-market high most of the day, kind of tested it a couple times. NASDAQ a little bit stronger. As far as stocks go, OKLO is up 15%. Got a nice piece of that on a swing trade. By the way, I'm going to start during power hour, I think, kind of like end of day. I'm going to start looking at different daily charts to find different sprinkle in a few swing trades here and there. This is one I took back on Thursday. This is so it had a monster move today, but I was trying to decide between this one when it broke out of this little trend line right there on Thursday, and the other one I was looking at, which had almost the exact same situation, was IONQ. On Thursday, it had a little break right there. And I chose OKLO instead of this one, and then the very next day it did this. IONQ did that. I was like, oh, geez, I picked the wrong one. And then it did even more today. So that would have been even more of a monster. But then OKLO today is up 15%. So pretty solid. CoreWeave is up 8%. Just kind of in mid-range for the day. Circle up almost 7. Affirm is up 6.5. Tesla, big gap up, but giving a lot of it back. Hit a high today of 425.70. Now it's down to 407. DKNG is the weakest on my board, down 2.5%. HIM's down 2.5%. Delta Airlines down 2%. Yeah, I'm still trying to decide on kind of the DTE. I think what I'll do is, I think what I've kind of decided to do would be is I'm going to use like the following week, so like 8 to 15 DTE, and I'm going to position size so that it, you know, if I take a full loss, I'm going to position size for a full loss. And then like what I did with OKLO is so yeah, I'm in the 11 DTE. So I had the, let's see, what was it? Oh, the 80, yeah, the 85 strike. So I had the 85 strike, which is now at about a 75 delta. And so what I did is I scaled out, and then once I closed out all of it, I re-upped into the 95s, and then I closed out of that one. I re-upped into the 100. So I'm just kind of taking a piece of the profits and continuing to hold as it's going my way. So I'll choose depending on the stock, probably a couple strikes out of the money, kind of 8 to 15 DTE, and then, if it goes in my direction, I'll kind of take profits and then roll to a higher strike if it's a call. Yeah, I'll plan to just kind of, when we have time, we'll just, like right now, during power hour, we'll just kind of go through them. See if there's anything interesting. I've just been marking kind of levels of interest on my daily chart. APP hit a new all-time high today. Had that gap up after being added to the S&P 500 last week. ASML had a big gap up through a kind of a previous key level. Bitcoin popped back up. SK, because of the low premiums, try the strategy buy call and sell put. The selling prevents theta decays. So you're talking about synthetic stock. So you're selling a put and buying a call with the same strike. So it's just synthetic stock. And that's been working well for you? Yeah, so if you get the direction right, for sure. Just be like buying the stock, except you are using leverage of the options, so you don't have to put as much buying power up. Yeah, so an example, Krish, would be, let's just look at AVGO, for example. And I don't know if he's using short-term duration or what he's doing, but like if you do at the money, if you sell an at the money, if you buy an at the money call and you simultaneously sell an at the money put, that's what it looks like on your risk graph. If you buy AVGO stock That's what buying a stock looks like on your risk graph. So it's just a way to synthetically buy stock, basically. Bitcoin going through highs. Boeing's been in a little downturn the last couple weeks. BABA, new all-time high today. I'm just going to scan through a bunch of stocks here real quick. Bank of America hit a new all-time high today. Citi hit a new all-time high, over $100 today. Cat is close to hitting the all-time high. CMG still on its butt. Carvana hit a new all-time high on earnings. It hasn't quite gotten back up to that level yet. Expedia, new all-time highs. GE, new all-time highs. SPX still waffling between like 08 and 10. Got about 16 minutes. I need to remember to close out my 6-7. Goog, new all-time highs. Goldman Sachs, almost a new all-time high. Home Depot looks like it's creeping back up towards highs. Jumia has been on quite a little run from about $1.60 up to almost $10 in the last 4 months. JP Morgan new all-time high today. The banks be strong. Klarna having its first up day since it IPO'd last week. Oh, here's another swing trade I took last week in Kroger. So it gapped up after earnings sold off, then it came back up to this trend line. So I'm just using that trend line as my line in the sand. I took puts. It's up a little bit. Lulu still bleeding after earnings. I'm going to close out my last meta. Go ahead and close out my 6-7 from Friday. Little bounce up to 12 in SPX. I need to stay below 15 for my BIX. For my BIX to pin. Netflix getting a little bounce after the dip it's had. All right, we got MOC coming in 1 minute. There's nothing I'm going to take today with FOMC coming, but we'll start looking through daily charts in Power Hour to find some swing trades in the coming weeks. Financial juice. Audio on.
Ten seconds. Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 157 million. Nasdaq 100 buy side 24 million. Dow 30 sell side 19 million. Mag 7 buy side 40 million.
Tiny buy side. And the S&P, a little dip. SPX back to 08. The 6610 butterfly trading right at $2. SPX at 08. AVGO coming down hard. SMH chips are kind of coming down. Tesla getting a little bounce. Aaron got filled on the Mahomes. You're on the 10 strike, I assume. I just need above 05 and below 15 for my BICs. If that happens, I'll get 3 BIC pins out of 5 tranches. Well, I mean, I would take a 6614.99 pin or a 6605.01 pin. That would work. That would make Mahomes a winner too. The 10 butterfly is now trading for about still just about 210 it looks like. Mine's bouncing around $2 to $2.15 on the call butterfly. Definitely not 390. Still hanging around 10. If it was trading at 390, I'd be loading up right now. Five minutes to go. SPX back down below 10, back to 08, 09. Oh, you had to bring that up, didn't you, Moel? Just had to bring it up. I was at the game. It was painful.
Actually, Mahomes played really well. He's not getting much help.
Yeah, he had some good runs.
Yeah, yes, everything. Needs to get some help. Needs to get his top 2 receivers back.
Yeah, I was pretty optimistic after watching the line in preseason on the first team, but man, they've not been able to hold up like I hoped.
I mean, just picture Philadelphia without A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, their top 2 receivers. I mean, that's what we're playing without. We got to get those guys back. Yeah, Kelsey's had drops.
SPX up to 12.
New all-time highs for the NASDAQ.
Oh, yeah, sure is. $24,278 on NDX. 280. All right, SPX up to 13. I need to close below 15. Oh, I guess my 15 strike is one that my put already got stopped on, so that wouldn't affect my pins. Below 20 is good. $14. 2 minutes to go.
And that's a Mahomes lock.
You got locked at
Fill it on
14?
my Yep.
Nice.
I got filled $1 on my vertical. Two contracts.
A little over a minute. Trying to get to 15. NASDAQ extending through highs.
It touched 15. Come back down now. There it goes.
1 minute, less than a minute.
Should have let it ride.
Back down to 14. Push up to 16.
Order filled.
Oh my goodness gracious. I just got stopped on one of my calls on my BICs. So there's a double stop. Still going to get 3 pins, but I got a double stop. So that
Order cancelled.
took a little off. Still a good day.
Order cancelled.
Looks like the final is going to be 66.15 and change. Right now it's 66.15.33. How did that one get stopped? That's not good. All right. Mahomes winner for the 10s. Nice work. That's a wrap for the day. We'll be back tomorrow. Retail sales pre-market is really the only thing scheduled. Not much earnings this week. FOMC Wednesday. Talk to everybody tomorrow. Cheers.